Good morning, everybody. Wanted to share another cook kit for those of you out there trying to decide what you might want. This is a viable option, and I haven't seen a whole lot of videos on YouTube about it. It's the Snow Peak Hybrid Trail cook set. It's a 3-piece set, 4-piece if you include their little spork, but I've replaced that. And what it allows you to do is a little bit of gourmet cooking on the trail. It's a little bit more involved than your standard Snow Peak 600 or your Heineken pot. It's more than just a small pot for boiling water. You can actually get some pretty fancy meals using this setup. I'll break it down by component and talk a little bit about each one and talk about some strategies on how to use it. So here we go. This is the set. As you can see, there's a pot nested into a pan. They both have the fold-out handles that we're all familiar with from Snow Peak. I'll go ahead and get into it. And I'm also going to put a list of my cook kit that I actually put in here and use with this setup. It's a kit that's got enough fuel, stove, windscreen, everything like that for about 3 to 4 days on the trail, depending on what I'm eating. Alright, so here we go. And I don't have those things nested in the pot, but I promise you they do fit. First of all, the pot it's about a 3-cup capacity. I can't remember exactly. I'll put that on the screen and let you guys know what the capacity is on that. Next we have a silicone squishy bowl. This is great if you're going a little gourmet and you're chopping up onions or trying to gather some ingredients in a vessel before you start your actual cooking, or actually while you're cooking. You can kind of be mixing things in here. Pretty handy to have. It is the heaviest component of the set. If you're not going to need it, you could leave it at home. One thing I will say, this is really the only thing that you could drink boiling hot tea out of, because obviously you're going to burn your lips a little bit if you try and drink tea directly out of this. So if you're drinking hot drinks, this is probably the way to go. Usually what I'll do, I'll boil water in this, bring it to a boil, coffee, tea, whatever, pour it in there, and then I'll very, very carefully, because this is so squishy, I'll take this and lift it back into there, and that way there's some structure to it. And usually that's enough insulation for me to get my lips onto the actual titanium and drink out of, or whatever. So you can do it either way. You can either put it back in the pot or just drink directly out of it. I've done both ways. You just keep in mind that this is very squishy, so you could spill things if you're not being careful. Alright. As far as the weights, the pot here is 72 grams, the pan or skillet is 62 grams, and the squishy bowl is 76 grams. So this is the heaviest component. Like I said, it's probably one where you may choose to leave it behind. So I'm going to get this out of screen so I have a little bit more room to work with. Pot's pretty straightforward. It has a wide base. If you have a super cat stove or a penny stove or a canister stove, the wide flame patterns on those stoves actually works pretty well with the pot. It does have a nice rounded edge bottom, so heat transfer is kind of even, and it boils water quite quickly. And the pan serves as your lid on the pot. You can either do it that way, or if you want a little bit better seal, you could do it that way. I also think you could probably do some double boiling or some steam baking, perhaps. I haven't tried it. If someone has, please let me know, by nesting this pan on top of it while there's boiling water below. So that's the pot. Now the pan is the main highlight of this show, because everything you can do in this you can probably do in your standard camp cup thing. You can just boil water, stir a little bit of chili or whatever. It is titanium, so you have to be very careful because it burns things quickly. So that goes in spades with the pan. Yes. To cook with this pan, you really have to be paying attention. You have to hold it over the flame. Just pretend that this pot is my stove. You have to hold it over the flame, depending on how hot the flame is, and be moving this thing around almost constantly. It's very lightweight, so moving it around isn't a huge hassle. But if you set this on your flame and go, brush your teeth or whatever, you're going to have charcoal. You're probably going to have an open fire in the pan because it gets so hot. So you have to really be paying attention. That's the drawback. The benefit is, hey, you're getting pancakes or a fried egg or some fried fish on the trail. Make sure you bring a little bottle of olive oil or butter or something, because you'll need that to keep things non-stick. So that's the pan. Again, it's great. Use some practice, otherwise you will be disappointed. Definitely practice before you hit the trail. Hold it above, move it around, you'll be okay. Now the other thing I wanted to show you guys was the eating utensils or the cooking utensils. This is from Guyotdesigns. It's the MicroBites. It's their spatula / knife. Works very well. It's nice and stiff. And this is their spork. They snap together. They don't nest inside. I wish they did. As you may have figured out by now, I like everything to kind of fit inside my cooking vessels. Doesn't work out here, but this is, like I said, this is my gourmet setup. I'm already making some compromises by bringing this because it's a little heavier, but the benefit is, I'm having pancakes on the trail. Can't argue with that. So there you have it. Let me know what you think. Again, I'm probably going to be putting extra data on the side of the screen, just to make it a little bit more informative for people trying to make a decision. Not a bad kit, probably not for the ultralighter, but if you're the ultralight gourmet or the lightweight gourmet, I definitely recommend it. Very solid kit. Alright, we'll see you out on the trail. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think.